Part 1. Common hazards on the road. Obstacles. Street racing. Americans. These are some of the common hazards that you will encounter while driving on the road. It is very important that you learn to properly deal with these hazards in order to stay safe and to get to your destination. In today's lesson, we're going to go through how to deal with each of these individual hazards. The first hazard is obstacles. To demonstrate how to deal with obstacles, we're going to be going through a course made out of cones. You cannot knock any cones over. See? It's easy. Now let's try it in a real-world application. You'll get the hang of it in no time. It's very simple. The next hazard is street racing. Dealing with street racing is a very difficult task. You must have car control, as well as decent preparation. If somebody pulls up beside you at a stoplight and revs their engine to challenge you to a race, do not rev back and do not aggravate them. Wait for the light that goes the other direction to go yellow, and push in the clutch and get your revs up to about 4,000 or 5,000 RPMs. When your light goes green, dump the clutch, floor the gas, and keep your car in control. You'll gap them in no time. Make sure to never let anybody who challenges you to a street race pull ahead of you. You are not a fucking loser. You are not a fucking baby. Those dumb cunts will get what they deserve. If you're in a back road that's dirt or gravel, this will most likely be different. It's not going to be straight, and this is what is called rallying. If challenged to a rally race, set your torque balance further to the rear wheels, put on rally tires, and set your final drive ratio to somewhere between 4 and 5. It might be difficult, but you're gonna smoke this fucker so hard that they'll never go near you again. Be careful with the amount of power that you give. Too much or too little throttle could lead to problems. Rally is mostly sliding, so don't be worried about sliding. Just make sure you're sliding in the direction you want to be going. Once you've sufficiently gapped your opponent, you can call the race over. At this point, it's recommended to slow down before you slam into a fucking tree. Next, we'll talk about Americans. Now you might be wondering, well, Americans actually aren't that bad. I don't see the issue. Well, by American, I'm not referring to the average American. I'm referring to the American American. Let's consider our possible responses. Fight. That won't work. Flight. That's probably our best bet. Freeze. There's no fucking reason to do that. And that's about it. Part 2. What happens when you get in trouble? Don't click off the video. The main thing that held me back when I started with VTubing was my PC. But then when I got the new one and I realized, oh my god, I can do so much more, I went nuts. And now I do all kinds of cool shit. ThighHighVT is sponsored by Stoneforge Tech, which is a Canadian small company that makes pre-built computers and has a custom PC builder. So unlike all the huge companies that are just like, yeah, okay, you bought the computer, fuck off, we don't care about you anymore. Stoneforge is actually small. Also, they're Canadian, which is poggers. So let me tell you about their custom PC builder. See, I built my own PC, kind of a dumb move. It's good, but it's got problems. For example, I didn't know that thermal paste was like mandatory.
Sorry, I just think I'm too stupid to understand this.
This is a shitty keyboard. They also sell like a keyboard, mouse, and monitor and stuff. They sell this really cool big monitor. I actually kind of want it. I might get it. Shout out to Matt from Stoneforge for popping up in the chat thing all the time. I've talked to him. He's cool. You can pick a CPU. You got a bunch of cool cases. You can get your PC in a fucking pyramid. That is amazing. My CPU fan makes weird noises. I think it's gonna catch fire one day. The motherboard, thermal paste. I don't have thermal paste. And then you got memory. We got the graphics cards, hard drives. Oh, and then they offer secondary drives. They also got the power supplies, which, you know, you got enough to power like fucking Bitcoin mining setup. I don't know. You got the Wi-Fi setup. My Wi-Fi setup has my antennas green taped to the side of my case. If you aren't an absolute fucking glutton like I am, you can get a pretty good price. And that's, keep in mind, Canadian dollars. They're a Canadian company. Use code ThighHighVT to get 5% off your order. 5% of $4,000. That's $200. Plus, you get to support me and the other members of ThighHighVT. And back to the video. If you see police lights and hear police sirens, this means that they want you to pull over. However, complying is generally not your best option.
do cabelo. Se for, qual o problema? Problema? Já viu rico namorar pobre?